Hey, good afternoon, Shani and friends, and welcome to this week's episode of Patio Ponderings. This is episode 50, and today my patio is the deck at my home. Today we are going to continue to talk about chapter 12 in the book of Romans. Romans is a letter that the Apostle Paul wrote to the church in Rome. And it's an amazing chapter. This is one I've spent a good deal of time in seminary and even afterwards studying it and dwelling in it. It is an amazing vision of how we are to live our lives in love with God, in love with our neighbor, and even loving ourselves, as we talked about on Sunday. So here's what I've been thinking about though this week. I'm going to start with some little pieces of verses from 10 to 13. Hate what is evil. Hold on to what is good. Love each other. Contribute to the needs of God's people. Welcome strangers into your home. So this can feel like a challenge, right? Loving our neighbor in this way. Putting the needs of others before ourselves, inviting people you don't know, that you haven't built up trust with, into your home. You have to be really vulnerable to be able to do that. So this in and of itself can be quite challenging, right? But it gets harder even still. As we go on through the book, we hear things like this. It says, bless people who harass you. Don't pay back evil for evil. Forego revenge. If an enemy is hungry, feed them. If he is thirsty, give him a drink. Defeat evil with good. That just got a whole lot more challenging. Loving our enemy, finding ways as it says, to live peaceably with all people as much as we can. That's hard stuff. And I've been wondering specifically how we do that when we're faced with an enemy, when we're faced with evil, particularly when the evil is an oppressive evil against marginalized people. How do we still bless them? How do we hold intention, love for our neighbor when our neighbor is an enemy, and justice, and holding people accountable? That's a tough thing to navigate, and that's a really tough thing to work through. And I don't have answers. It is a puzzle, and it is part of what we're asked to do, so we can't just say it's impossible. We can't do it, so let's not try. But we are imperfect and flawed human beings. So what do we do with all of this? So here's where I think we should start. We have to go back and remember, and this is always hard for us in our society, which is incredibly individualistic, that when Paul is writing this letter, when in the life of the whole biblical times, it is a communal faith. Life together is the norm, not life as individuals. So we remember then that Paul is writing to a whole faith community. So that poses the question a little differently then for us. Can we think about navigating some of these challenges and living with love if we're navigating it together as a people instead of just on our own? Isn't it easier when we have the support of each other, when we can draw on the collective gifts of each other, the collective skills of each other, to figure out what it means to love enemy, to bless enemy, and yet to still hate evil and work for justice? Deep stuff for me today. I don't know if you have answers or thoughts. If you do, I'd love to hear them. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on Sunday. Thanks. Bye.